Our fellow traders, what a crazy day for me in the market. And I had in my mind that I was just going to sit on my hands today because I didn't like the way the market opened. But had to push the envelope and, almost let it nail me. But, we'll talk about that here in a couple minutes. Just real quick, I want to reiterate one of the statements I made yesterday. I said in the video yesterday, I was talking about how we had to be honest with ourselves. Even though it may not make us happy, we had to be honest about where we are, what we want, and all of that. And then we have to prioritize what we value most over what we want now. And I was watching a replay of the SEC championship between Alabama and Georgia last night, and it made me think about the journey of these two quarterbacks. I like college football, so I follow pretty much all the teams out there. And you have these two guys. Ironically, they're both number 2. But Kelly Bryant, he played for Clemson. He led his team last year to the ACC championship and to the playoffs. And Jalen Hurts, he plays for Alabama. He led his team to the playoffs 2 years in a row. And, both championship caliber quarterbacks, but both had the same things to deal with this year. Both of them had a younger quarterback that came in that was a little bit better than them, in some cases a lot better, and ended up taking their starting spot. So what they had to decide was, what did they prioritize most? What did they value most? For Jalen Hurts, the guy from Alabama, he valued his commitment to the school and his team, the coaches, his teammates. So he stayed and did whatever he had to do or needed to do to help support the team, to help them achieve that team goal. So his priority was to stay and do what he could to help the team. And this Saturday, the quarterback that took his place got hurt. They were behind. He came in and led them from behind into a victory. Scored the go-ahead touchdown himself. And, this proved the character that this guy had. And, what would have happened if he hadn't stayed? So when the NFL scouts come looking, if you're a coach, wouldn't you want somebody like that to be on your team? But, that's beside the point. The point is, he prioritized what he valued the most, and he stuck to it, and look at where it took him. Now, Kelly Bryant, the guy from Clemson, he decided that he wasn't going to stay, and that what he valued most was playing a full season, I guess, so he can, prove that he can make it in the NFL or whatever his goals were. So he decided that playing or being a part of the team this year wasn't a priority. What was a priority was he wanted to be the number 1 guy. So he's shopping himself around to different teams. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but that's what his priority is. So, who's going to be the most successful in the end? Who knows? But these are decisions that we have to make as well as a trader. Are we going to do what it takes, honor the commitment we made to ourselves to learn how to do this and to be developed into a consistent trader so that I can have longevity in this industry? Or is my priority to make as much money as I can, as quick as I can, and not have to put in the work. I just want it right now. So these are things that, I'm not saying one is better than the other. Well, for me, I know one is better than the other, but it's an individual thing. And I'm not going to tell anybody that they're wrong for wanting to make quick money real fast. You just have to be willing to accept the risk. If you're willing to accept the risk, then hey, more power to you. The point I'm making is no matter what you do, no matter what you decide, you have to prioritize what you value most right now. That's going to help get you to where you want to be in the future. And once you do that, you stick to it. You don't go back. You don't turn around and say, well, I changed my mind. You make it happen. And, that's what both these guys did. So, we'll see which one ends up, or both of them may end up in the same place. But, it's going to be interesting to follow. Next, this Thursday. Okay, we usually have our sneak peek Wednesday on Wednesday, but because the market is closed this Thursday in honor of former President George Bush's memorial service, I will have our free live day trading webinar on Thursday this week instead of Wednesday. And, for you guys that haven't been there, just come in. This is a live trading room. This is not me calling out trades or posting alerts. This is you watching me trade live. I think that's the best way to learn when you're just starting out, is to watch somebody execute these trades. When I make mistakes, watch how I handle my mistakes. Because you're going to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes. I don't care if you've been trading 3 years or 30 years. How you handle those mistakes are going to determine how successful you are. So come in, check out how we do it. So I'm going to give you a free peek into how we do it. You get to watch me through my whole process. I'll show you the strategy that I trade every morning, and then the secondary strategy if it sets up. So make plans to be right back here on YouTube on Thursday. You can subscribe if you want an automatic announcement. If not, just come to my channel on Thursday around 8:30, and I'll be going live there. So let's look at what we saw today. Okay, yesterday in our strategy session / swing trade watch list session, we always start out looking at the SPY, or our representation of the market. I like the SPY because I can relate to it better. And we were looking at this descending resistance here and how we had just kind of poked over it. And we were also looking at this level here around 280. You can see where we tapped it here twice before we broke through it. And then we spent a couple weeks hanging around this level, pulled back and tapped it again before we took off. And then here when we pulled back, we bounced up to around 281, pulled all the way back, bounced back up again around the same area, pulled back. Now here this morning, we did hit this pre-market, but it never did come back up after the market opened. When the market opened weak and we started selling, you know what I'm looking to trade, TVIX. And we did jump in some, did trade it a couple times. I'm going to go over that here in a minute. And I actually still have a position on, but, I'm going to take it off before long, maybe around 6:37, somewhere in there, if we're not making any moves. I left it on because sometimes they just play with the market and it will sell off after the close, and I may get a little move in TVIX, but I'm hanging on and going to keep on watching that. But here, This level here, round through 281, we're kind of caught in that. It coincides with this 90 right here. This is the 90-day SMA, and so we may bounce and tap into this, or we may continue selling tomorrow. Either way, I like the volatility that we're seeing. Even though we didn't have a whole lot more volume than we had Friday, I do like the volatility. As long as we have this, we can make some money in the market. And I am looking forward to tomorrow to see what it's going to do. I don't have any hypothesis right now. It's just neutral. So it can go either way. All right, so let's look at what I did today. First trade, crazy. I shouldn't have traded this because the spread was so bad. Okay, I forced myself into trading this and wasn't really, I saw the spread, but I just kind of dismissed it. Like, this thing's going to take off and it's going to make me look smart. And it did for a minute because it took off. I was able to take profit up here at 47, picked up 50 cents on the first cover. But of course I was looking for a lot more. This was just the first stop. And it came right back down. And I had a stop at like 46.05. And I know better than to do a market stop on a stock this volatile and a stock that has that large of a spread. I mean, I know better than that. And for some reason, I did a market stop, I guess out of habit. And again, got a slippage of about 54 cents. Can't blame anybody but me because I'm the dummy that did it. And anytime you have a stock that has 30, sometimes 40 cents spreads, number one, you should not trade it unless you're really comfortable doing it. I'm not comfortable, with quick moving, fast moving stocks. So I should have just dumped it all up here. But no, I was just trying to be a little greedy and ended up actually losing money because of commissions. 23 cents, take commissions away, I probably lost about 14 bucks. So just kind of bad way to start the day off, but it was totally my fault. Just dumb trade, should not have taken it. Not a stock, even though it was on my watch, it did not prove to be a good trading stock because of the volatility and spread it had. So CLVS, this one was a great trade that I did not complete because I acted like a complete child today. A complete immature kid is the way I acted today. Nail this trade, okay, get back in, have a nice one here that ended up getting stopped out here and got mad because of this. And I'm like, why? I mean, this was just stupid. But this is what market makers do. This is what happens. You know this. I know this. But I acted like a complete Charlie Brown today and missed this big move down here. All because I said, I'm not messing with it again. Nope, I'm not. I don't care how good the setup looked. I'm leaving it alone. And I paid the price. So that's why I said today was just a weird day for me. Just really weird. But made good money on it. But really should have caught this move here. No reason I shouldn't have caught this move. So then, okay, so in my immaturity, not taking this, I decided I'm going to take Roku right here. It looks good. We got some good price action. I'm going to jump on it right here. Looking for it to sell through and go red on the day. No. Stops me out. I mean, just a complete idiot. And only ended up making $37.42. Had 12 tickets, way too many tickets for a day like today. All I needed to do was focus on one stock. No GBT, that's fine, done, no harm, no foul. CLVS, I should have stayed locked in it. Could have had a $200 day, $250 day, easy. Just staying locked in like I should have. So piss poor showing today in the small account, but we'll get it cleaned up and get back after it tomorrow. Now, we did trade TVIX. Like I said, when the market opened weak, it started selling. Jumped in here. And, here's a bonehead thing. I took it all off here. Just, again, another bonehead move. And here's a even worse bonehead move. I'm chasing. Thank God I caught myself. And I took it all off here. I didn't hold anymore. I'm like, look, dummy, you're chasing. This is stupid. You need to wait for it to pull back and test this before you get in. So really messed that up. Then here's the pullback and the bounce. Got in. Took it all off here for some reason. Got back in. Took the rest of it off here. And here's a stop out. And here is where I just got back in at lunch just to hold it for the rest of the day. So, like I said, I'm still holding some. I didn't update this. I kind of closed this out before I went to lunch, but waiting to see how that's going. But 649.12, that's what we got locked in on this. Not a bad day. Not a bad day on this. I don't think I could have done much better. I've got probably 4 more trade tickets than I want to have had on this. But it's okay. Commissions in this account aren't bad at all, so I can deal with this. So I believe that's it. Pretty decent job on TVIX. Just terrible job day trading the small account today. I'm looking to rebound and redeem myself tomorrow. So you guys have a great night, a great evening. Don't forget about the free day trading webinar where you come in, you can watch me trade live. Learn the strategies that I trade every morning, the process, how I scan, find the stocks that we trade, all that good stuff. Just come in and check me out right here on YouTube on Thursday. And may have a deal for you. I don't know. Depends on how the rest of the week goes. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. So take care and have a great night.